Now I'd like to introduce my good friend, Mihika, to the stage. Mihika is an enthusiastic sixth grader who's 11 years old. She does kathak at Chandikas and has been doing taekwondo for 6 years and is currently a black belt. Please welcome Mihika.
Hi, my name is Mihika. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Asta, for your wonderful speech on your 5 favorite quotes. Today, I'll be talking about ecotourism. First, I'll be talking about what ecotourism is, the pros of ecotourism, the cons of ecotourism, and lastly, I'll finish it with my opinion. Ecotourism is technically tourists touring through an area that is often populated with exotic wildlife. This wildlife is often threatened in their natural environment. This is another way of supporting conservation efforts in the wild. Another definition of ecotourism is a responsible travel to a natural area that protects the environment. Since I told you what ecotourism is, can anyone in the audience give me at least one activity that might be considered as ecotourism?
Scuba diving near the coral reef.
Okay. The young lady in the purple dress said scuba diving near the coral reef.
Touring in the museum.
The young girl in the red dress said touring in the museum. People tend to think that the eco part of ecotourism is technically all activities that that are in the environment, but they're really not. If it's only ecotourism, if there's benefit for the local people or the environment. And Parishji, going to the Foxwood Casino is not ecotourism.
No?
Just saying. There are rules to ecotourism too, like minimizing impact on the environment, building environmental and cultural awareness, and providing financial help for the local people and the environment. Another type of ecotourism is wildlife ecotourism. As a part of wildlife ecotourism, a organization like in South Africa can be in the wild and observe the behaviors of the wildlife and can map these things down so that when the tourists come, they can tell more information about that certain wildlife. Other tours have a big scope of endangered wildlife in their natural environment, like in rainforests, cloud forests, and even national parks. An example of ecotourism is the Galapagos Islands in Ecuador. The Galapagos Islands are home to a lot of eco-life and are famous for their giant turtles, and not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm sorry for all those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans out there. They're not there. That's what ecotourism is. Now I'll tell you what the pros, or the positive sides of ecotourism. There could be several advantages for ecotourism if it's done the right way. Builders can get encouraged by building ecotourism by letting them have a chance to think before destroying natural habitats and destroying the environment. So this could preserve natural habitats, and builders or developers can have another chance of getting more sustainable sources for whatever they want to develop. People can change the world through ecotourism. To get to experience the natural beauty of any environment or to get to interact with local people is life-changing. Another positive side of ecotourism is local people making money. For example, if a group of tourists want to go to a certain place or exotic place, but they don't know their way around it. So that those local people that know their way around know that place. So they act like tour guides. So the tourists get what they want and local people get money in return. And if everything's so hunky-dory, why am I even talking about this? There are negative sides to ecotourism, even though they might not look like there are. People can...
What about the cultural aspect of that? The cultural aspect of ecotourism?
The types,
Yes.
I said.
Okay.
The humans can damage the environment even though they don't know it. Some environmentalists think that they should be off bounds in some areas, and I agree. As I told you, people can damage the environment without even knowing. And this doesn't just happen on land. As Ira said, scuba divers are a type of tourist group too. They try not to hurt any marine life, but sadly they can't help themselves. For example, if a scuba diver is trying to take a picture of any marine life and is slowly backing up, but suddenly backs up too much and breaks a piece of coral reef. Trying to put it back on, sadly it doesn't work, and that's another loss of a marine life home. Another negative thing about ecotourism is that it can scare off animals. A lovely walk through a forest isn't that bad, right? But building an eco-lodge right in the middle of that forest can scare off animals and it can destroy their animal routine. And it just kills the whole point of that tour, right? Those are the negative sides of ecotourism. So far, I talked about what ecotourism is, the pros of ecotourism, the cons of ecotourism, and lastly, I'll finish it with my opinion. If people don't do ecotourism the right way, then it can make us into a monster in disguise. And no one wants that. So we should follow our principles that are given, and that could help us, it could help the environment, and it could change the world. I hope after this speech you learned a little bit more about ecotourism and how to do ecotourism the right way.